Good morning, everybody. I'm Adam Jones with Firefly MSP, and I'm joined today by Gina James from UHY. Is that
That's correct.
saying
Yeah.
EHC? But as long as it's three-letter acronyms, I'll figure it out.
Right. I couldn't have been more confusing in my transition, right?
So, for those of you who don't know Gina, she's a CPA. How long have you been working in the Kansas City area as a CPA?
So I opened my firm EHC in 2007, but I've been working as a CPA in this area since 2004. So
Yeah, and we've been working together since
probably
probably
'08.
about then. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it would have been '08. Because I was working with that other company and then started Firefly and needed all those documents for me. So
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, Firefly's been a long-term, since Firefly existed, EHC and now UHY has done our accounting.
Yes.
We work with Annette quite often on making sure everything's done correctly. So it's kind of been, for anybody who has had the before and after experience of working with a competent CPA, it's been, I think the biggest change was when I finally came in that one day and laid everything on your conference table and said, I'm done trying to manage this, please. And I finally gave up control and things got better from there. No more $50,000 tax bills or any of the other crazy surprises when you try to handle more than you should.
Yeah.
So definitely recommend your guys' services. It's worth whatever it costs. So I guess first question I'd have for you is, given that you did kind of merge with a larger company and kind of take that journey, how is that part going for you?
It's been unexpected, but it's been good. When we originally merged, we were talking and we started back in December and made the official merger January 1. And so it was all pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we had an anticipation that it was going to be a tough year with the transition. And then, March rolls along and COVID happens and tough became really tough. And so, it was a weird year, but, testament to my clients and to the girls who worked for me. We really didn't lose any clients, in that transition.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was really proud of the service level that we still were able to give, and with the just things getting thrown at you from right and left, and just adapting and trying to make sure on the back end we knew what we were offering because we were with a new firm, and so it was definitely challenging, but I'm glad it was just 1 year. I'm glad it's not going to happen again like that next time.
Yeah.
COVID may still be here, but that transition is finally over. Yeah.
For anyone wondering why I keep leaning over working from a hotel here and my dog is not cooperating, so he's going to be on my lap now.
On camera.
No, I would say that talking about the UHY thing, the most impressive part from my standpoint was when I heard of it, I was like, well, it was nice working with Gina.
Oh yeah.
It's just one of those moments when you hear somebody's going to a big company, I think you assume the worst, and I've had zero complaints. Basically, nothing changed.
Right.
And
sometimes
it takes a while to get billed, but that's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
So
Nobody complains about a late bill, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah. Has the so I guess if your client base is intact, the size hasn't really been a determining factor of your success. How have you, I guess, how have your clients been doing over the last 6-8 months?
And that's
kind of
individual. Yeah, it's a sporadic kind of a question. As you know, I serve a lot of golf
Right.
communities and industries, and so the golf industry is doing better than it has in years, with everybody getting outdoors and picking things up again that are COVID friendly, like being on a golf course or a driving range. And so those guys are doing great. They're having record years. My restaurant clients are hurt so bad. And there's lots of programs out there, and half of the battle is making sure you're informed and that you know what's out there for you. And so we try to do a lot of that here. And those are one of the things that I'm glad I went to a big firm about, because they can push that content out and I don't have to wear all the hats,
Yeah,
and it's done,
absolutely.
and it's done well. So that's been good. And so, it's really just about making sure you know what's out there, getting the help you need to stay open. And
Hmm.
I mean, I'm happy to say that none of my clients have closed yet. And so
Yeah.
that, to me, that's amazing
Hmm.
in a bad year. So hopefully it's the same going into 2021. I'm hoping it's not just a lagging result, that the
Hmm.
Band-Aid helped for a while and then they'll have to close eventually anyway, but hopefully not.
Yeah.
It's been all across the board though, from doing really good to not doing so great. But
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would say we've seen the same thing. I'm hopeful that no matter what happens next week, that Congress can do some sort of stimulus, if for nobody else, then hospitality.
I know, right?
I think from our perspective, with the clients we serve, most people are finding a way, except hospitality. There's cases where, especially with Kansas City heading into winter, like there's just,
Oh yeah.
with the hospitals full at some point, in-person dining is probably going to have to pause again, and then what? So
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know. I don't know. It's kind of frustrating that I feel like everybody can see the need for it and nothing still happens. I don't know what more needs to be said to
There's a
get it
saying,
done.
it takes an act of Congress, but it's,
Hmm.
I mean, it's unfortunate how long it does take because
Yeah.
the pain is here and now. And so hopefully, there's something that, like you said, hopefully something comes down the pipe quicker.
Yeah.
But
I think the thing that surprised me most was when you just take, I read this somewhat recently, and I don't have a source off the top of my head, but if you just take the payroll assistance program out all by itself, the cost of that is something like 250 billion a month, which of
mm,
course is a just ton of money. But
right.
in comparison with $2 to $4 trillion in stimulus, like you could do that for months and months and months before you touch the numbers they're talking about.
Oh, I
And at
know.
least people would be helped. But I don't know. Who am I? Who am I?
Uh,
I,
you're the
I'm
constituent,
just a lowly
Adam.
IT guy.
Yeah.
um, so has there been anything? Obviously, you were in the transition to a new firm's technology as part of when this was all happening. Um, how has um, how has your kind of ability just to be able to get work done been over the year? Obviously, it looks like you're back in the office now, but
I
um,
am. Yep. So, UHY is pretty good on their technology. Everyone has a laptop and a docking station, and
mhm,
so we're already mobile. They were already that way before
mhm,
coronavirus. So luckily, everyone could just literally, you could even take your docking station home if you had
mhm,
extra monitors at home and create a really usable work environment
mhm,
remotely. As long as you had a nice, we of course everybody's got a VPN. Yeah,
mhm,
we're all about security and keeping socials and everything like that under wraps. But yeah, I mean it's been easy for us. I have Adam Jones on my team, and so my home office is way nicer than my work office. Oh, three enormous screens in my home
mhm,
desk, and so I enjoyed working from home when I was there. Our office, everyone worked remotely between March and June 1st, and
mhm,
so there was two people here. The main admin and the managing director were here every day. Everybody else was asked to work from home, and so
yeah,
um, I'd say though the one thing we did find is that we lost a little bit of efficiency being able to collaborate with each other, but other than that, it wasn't terrible. Most of the work we do is on the computer, so
yeah.
yeah.
That sounds. Whoop, almost lost my laptop there. Yeah, as an IT person serving CPA firms, you guys are kind of one of the, in a situation like we find ourselves in now, you guys are one of the easiest, I guess, to move. A lot of our businesses, like doing like architecture work and getting those people set up to work remotely, is we're still kind of working through solutions to make that more streamlined,
Right.
because there, as opposed to you, where remote desktop ends up meeting most of the needs. We even looked at remote desktop environments for architects, and to have the graphical capabilities inside of there,
Right.
you're talking $200 to $300 a month per employee to
Oh,
facilitate that.
sure.
And so then you look at other solutions, and there's always some big caveat to them, like
Right.
everything will work great in here except some of your files won't. And so it's nice with CPA firms to basically be able to say, yeah, we can put everything in the cloud. It
Haven't
won't be
you
a problem.
found though, I feel like this has really pushed the envelope for people to work remotely. You
Absolutely.
know,
Yeah.
it's given people a new perspective on how easy it can be.
Hmm.
And, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
old school
Firefly's
partners.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah,
Firefly, we quickly realized I had always let our people work from home on Fridays,
sure.
just because I thought it was a nice perk. It's not Friday, obviously you're still working, but it kind of made it a little more casual because we were
Sure.
always wearing jeans. So casual Friday doesn't help us.
Casual for
But
you is
um,
pajamas.
exactly. We so we quickly realized that not just work from home, but work from wherever is the way forward for us. And we're going to keep our office. I was actually just talking to our landlord the other day.
Yeah,
He tried for a rent increase, and I said, "Yeah, you might want to think about that.
yeah,
We've got a glorified storage unit at this point." So we
right.
came to good terms. So we'll keep our office because I think we have people on our team now that have kids, or it's a husband and wife both working at home or whatever. So the need to sometimes have another space to work, I think, is going to always be there.
Oh yeah.
Of course, with you guys being in the office for meetings and stuff becomes more essential
Yeah,
if possible. But
that's probably been the most from a COVID stance, the biggest change is, I actually look forward to tax season every year, not because I love the taxes, but I actually love to see my clients and I love to see them in person, catch up, see how they're doing, how's business going. That's my one time,
mm,
and this year it was a Zoom meeting or if we even had one. Most people didn't want to bother, with a meeting. And so it was very strange. I
mhm.
don't know. I find that I'm obviously in the disc scale. I'm a high I. And so I want to talk to everybody,
I hear
but,
you.
but it was okay. I know it'll come back. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been. I think the thing I appreciate most is, so as you know, I moved to San Diego almost 2 years ago, and I didn't tell very many people ahead of time just because I wanted to prove that it would work before I kind of ripped the band-aid off.
sure.
And it had worked great, but there were still those times where someone would be like, I really would like to meet in person, so next time you're in Kansas City, let's set up a meeting. And
Right.
no problem, I'm not against that by any means. Sometimes I would even set up a trip back to facilitate those meetings. I don't get it. There's no requests like that anymore. The one I
No.
had to laugh the hardest at, though, was I got a inquiry like March 14th from a company that wanted to implement cloud storage.
Hmm.
I emailed them back and I was like, we can definitely help with this, but we're going to need to meet via Zoom or some other method.
Meeting.
And she was like, the person was like,
Well, fine. Okay. They obviously don't.
we can wrap up here. But the person was like, no, we want you to come in person. I was like,
Uh,
it was 2 days before Kansas City shut everything down. I was like, no, not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's
yeah,
our
when
sign that we shouldn't
you're
work
asking
together.
to get on an airplane, that's a pretty big ask too, right?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but to come in, like, I feel like as soon as it started hitting Washington State, I mean, I had worried about it when it was in Italy because there was
Oh yeah,
nothing being done to stop it from coming here.
right.
And so then once Washington State started blowing up, I was like, we're suspending on site, and
Yeah.
for us, we kind of watch the waves. Like right now, we're kind of, as Firefly, locking back down because it's clearly getting pretty bad in Kansas City. So
Yes.
it's kind of weird needing to have, like, put on your epidemiology hat as a business owner to try to keep your people safe. I've
Well,
spent a lot of
it's
time
so
finding
hard.
PPE.
Yeah. There's an
Yeah.
article supporting any position, so it's really hard to read and be
Yep.
informed,
Yep.
because, I mean, goodness gracious, you don't know what's real and what's not. And
Hmm.
so, in that case, I mean, why not just try and keep your people safe? You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? If
Yep.
you're not sure and you don't know what's true and what's not, put a
Err
mask
on the caution.
on,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Seems logical to me. I think we've
Yeah,
solved all the world's problems here on the Zoom call. So,
I know, right?
well,
Definitely put this
I
out
think
there, I mean, people will want to see it.
yes, yes. Well, it seems like your staff might need you. I saw the watch poke, so I'll
Yeah,
let you off
but
here,
so
but I
much
appreciate
going
your time.
on. We actually, Kendra has gotten a great opportunity, and so she's moving on to a property manager client.
Nice.
And she's got a great job with them. And so so we're trying to transition everything, we being diligent, making sure our clients are covered, and
Hmm.
all the same stuff we always do. So yeah, so they want the big brain in here, right?
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for your time today.
Yes, good to see you as always.
Yeah,
Take care and enjoy that beautiful weather. There's snow outside my window right now.
that's what I hear. I'm gonna probably go work by the pool here today, so don't be
Yeah,
jealous.
so jealous. Snap me a picture.
All right.
All right,
Nice to see
great
you,
to see
Gina.
you. All right,
Bye.
bye.